After starting the season in a slump, Ben Simmons has been on an offensive tear since breaking out in the fourth quarter of January 22nd's game against the Boston Celtics. Before that game, Simmons was averaging just 12.4 points on 55.5% true shooting. But since that game, Simmons is putting up 18.9 points per game on 65.1% true shooting. Simmons has been carving up defenses left and right, upping his scoring attack both in terms of volume and efficiency. Here in this video, I'll try to pinpoint a few things that Simmons has done to improve his scoring attack, as well as point out some things that he could still stand to improve. For the rights to Ricky Sanchez, this is Mike O'Connor, and this video is sponsored by Body Bio. More on them in a bit. The biggest thing I've noticed that Simmons has picked up is his level of aggression when seeking out driving lanes. He's been ultra aggressive and incredibly astute at noticing when a defender is napping in the half court. Here, he catches Mikal Bridges anticipating the dribble handoff and blows right by him. And later in that same game, he catches Jay Crowder making the same mistake. Crowder thinks this is a dribble handoff with Seth Curry, and Simmons fakes him out and gets all the way to the rim. With Simmons' speed, it really doesn't take much of an opening for him to be able to find a lane. Here, Harrison Barnes is just a little flat-footed, and that's enough for Simmons to get to the rim. On this next play, Cavs rookie Isaac Okoro is just a little bit antsy to defend that dribble handoff, and Simmons blows by him. On the following clip, Simmons blows by former Sixer Josh Richardson when Richardson thinks an entry pass to Embiid is coming. Once again, it really doesn't take much of an opening. Another thing that Simmons has really excelled at lately has been his finishing around the rim. His ability to be both deceptive and physical with his finishes has been a huge key to his success. He has absolutely positively mastered the art of charging at a big man, creating contact, and finishing through them. Here on this play, he bodies up Anthony Davis and washes him right off him for the finish. And on this next play, he does the same thing to Cody Zeller. But again, it's not just that he's physical, it's that he's deceptive. Notice here on this play how he throws off Marc Gasol's timing by going up off of 2 feet instead of 1. These types of aggressive but under control finishes are miles better than the stuff we saw out of him in the first couple weeks of the season. Back in that early part of the year, Simmons was often opting out of attacking big men altogether, like this play against Kevin Love where he ends up committing a turnover. In general, Simmons' decision-making was far too tilted towards passing as opposed to finishing. Here, you'd like to see him attack Jeff Green, but instead he commits a turnover. The other bizarre habit that Simmons had going on early in the season was his tendency to leave his feet for no reason. There is just no need to leave your feet here unless you're shooting a jump shot, and it obviously results in a turnover. On this play, you'd be better off keeping your dribble and probing around rather than throwing a pass into a non-existent window. For some reason, Simmons' default response when there's nothing open is just to jump and hope that something opens up. But more often than not, it just leads to a turnover. On most of these plays, if Ben would have simply stayed on his feet, he would have eventually found the opening, but instead he forces his hand by jumping. Learning the value of maintaining his dribble is critical for Simmons' next step. Take this play from LaMelo Ball, for example. Simmons likely would have picked up his dribble here, but LaMelo keeps on probing and eventually finds an open jump shooter. Fortunately for Ben though, this is something he's gotten a little bit better at as the season has gone on. On this play, for example, he attacks under control in semi-transition, and as a result of not jumping and not giving up his dribble, he's able to walk into an isolation where he scores over Royce O'Neal. Hey guys, real quick, I want to talk to you about Elite from our sponsor Body Bio. Body Bio is a health supplement company that makes top-notch quality stuff to help you be happier and healthier. I've been taking Elite after I work out, and it's a great product that's going to keep you hydrated with all natural ingredients. Guys, don't drink Gatorade or Powerade when you work out. There's a trillion artificial sweeteners in there that have all kinds of adverse health effects. Elite is going to be much more effective to keep you hydrated, fight cramps, improve stamina, and reduce fatigue. There's no sugars, no flavorings, no BS. Just take a cap worth of Elite after you work out and you'll give your body a natural boost to help you recover. It's a great site, great products. Check out Body Bio and use code RTRS20 for 20% off store-wide. Now back to the video. Another thing that Simmons was struggling with earlier in the season was a refusal to finish with his left hand. Here on this play, this is an obvious left-handed layup, but instead results in a Hail Mary kick-out pass, which of course ends in a turnover. On this play against the Knicks, Simmons has an obvious window for a left-handed finger roll, but for some reason decides for an over-the-head pass to Dwight Howard. It's pretty bizarre that Simmons was this averse to his left hand, and it still manifests a little bit at this point in the season. This play should have been an obvious left-handed finish, but instead he tries to pass it to no one. And on this play back in January, Simmons probably could have had either a left-handed runner or finger roll, but instead, once again, goes for the over-the-head pass to Dwight Howard. Even on his passes, there was a hesitancy to use his left hand. This play, for example, could have been a pretty easy left-handed lob pass, but because he switches it back to his right, it results in a turnover. Moving on, another thing that I've really enjoyed about Simmons' play of late has been his aggressiveness in isolation. He's been dusting defenders with this jab step move in the mid post, going right by them and getting easy finishes at the rim. And he loves freezing defenders with a back down before facing them up, like he does to our friend Robert Covington here. And oh, by the way, we haven't made any mention in this video of Simmons' all-world caliber defense. It cannot be overstated how good Simmons has been on that end. He's throwing top-tier NBA players in the torture chamber on a nightly basis. Even though his steal numbers are down from last year, I think Simmons has been even better, especially in one-on-one situations. His ability to defend 1 through 5 is truly the rarest skill set defensively in the league. There are a lot of players who say they can defend 1 through 5, but Simmons can actually lock up at all 5 positions. So there you have it, guys. After a really ugly start to the year, Simmons looks like he's back to being his usual self and then some. The poise, deceptiveness, and aggression with which he's attacking the rim right now has been awesome to watch, and if he can continue to make some progress with his left hand as well as his decision making, we'll be talking about a much more well-rounded offensive shot creator. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, for the rights to Ricky Sanchez, this has been Mike O'Connor, and this video was brought to you by Body Bio.